Welcome to our session on the systems and symptoms of perimenopause. This is where we connect the dots between what women feel day to day and the underlying physiological shifts driving those experiences. Perimenopause is often presented as just low estrogen or low progesterone, but in reality, it's a cascade of hormone fluctuations that ripple into every major body system, from blood sugar and thyroid to gut, liver, and immunity. By the end of today's session, you'll see why symptoms that seem completely unrelated, like migraines, frozen shoulder, itchy ear, and brain fog, actually share common roots. That insight is what allows us to build logical, effective plans rather than chasing symptoms in isolation. My name is Amber Sullivan, and I'm a functional diagnostic nutrition practitioner. Like many of you, I've walked through this personally. When I first experienced it, I was shocked by the unpredictability, the exhaustion, the irritability, and even strange symptoms that didn't show up in the textbooks. That experience is why I'm so passionate about bringing clarity to this stage of life. I've worked with women to decode symptoms using a systems-based approach. Once you understand the biochemistry, the noise quiets, and what to do next becomes much clearer. Perimenopause is not just about declining hormones. It's a shift in how the hypothalamic, pituitary, ovarian axis communicates, and that instability ripples into other regulatory networks, the adrenal HPA axis, the thyroid HPT axis, even the gut-brain immune connections. Every time estrogen spikes or drops, it influences neurotransmitters like serotonin and dopamine, insulin signaling, thyroid receptor sensitivity, and inflammatory pathways. This is why symptoms vary so widely. One client may primarily feel it in her mood, while another in her joints, another in her digestion, but they're all connected to the same underlying instability. To make sense of perimenopause, we map the 7 key systems that are consistently affected: hormones, estrogen, progesterone, testosterone, and DHEA, adrenals and stress physiology, thyroid and metabolism, blood sugar and insulin signaling, gut and liver detox, nervous system and neurotransmitters, immune system and inflammation. When one system strains, say cortisol is elevated, the others feel it. That's why stabilizing the whole terrain is more effective than narrowly targeting one hormone. There are several questions that nearly every client asks. Why do I have so many symptoms that don't seem related? The truth is that hormone shifts touch every tissue. Estrogen influences collagen, neurotransmitters, and vascular tone. Progesterone calms the brain and supports sleep through GABA. Cortisol shifts alter thyroid signaling and immune activity. So when those levers move, symptoms can show up as hot flashes, migraines, itchy skin, or even frozen shoulder. It feels random, but with our systems lens, we see patterns. This is the framework that I teach. Every symptom can be mapped to a root cause, and then to what we actually address. For example, if we have a symptom of anxiety, the root is low progesterone, blood sugar swings, and low GABA. We want to stabilize blood sugar and progesterone rhythm and support GABA with minerals and lifestyle. If we have migraines, the root is estrogen swings plus liver burden. We want to address it by smoothing estrogen metabolism and improving clearance. Now, what we're going to do is we are going to run through the most common symptoms, root causes, and what we address. We're going to start with poor sleep or waking at 3 a.m. This often comes from blood sugar swings and low progesterone, meaning that there's less GABA, the neurotransmitter that helps us fall and stay asleep. Add in cortisol surges at night and unstable blood sugar, and sleep becomes fragmented. The solution is to stabilize progesterone support, rebalance cortisol rhythm, and use nutrition to prevent nighttime crashes. Mood swings, irritability, and anxiety. Estrogen and progesterone shifts alter serotonin, dopamine, and GABA. Blood sugar swings amplify the mood instability. Our intervention is steady glucose, nervous system support, and restoring hormonal balance. Unexplained weight gain in the belly. Declining estrogen plus higher cortisol drives insulin resistance, which shows up as central belly fat. Every woman eating well can gain weight if these systems aren't stabilized. We address it through blood sugar regulation, stress reduction, and muscle building exercises. Irregular or heavy periods. Anovulatory cycles, that's when you do not ovulate, means low progesterone. Estrogen becomes dominant relative to progesterone, leading to heavy bleeding and PMS. We intervene by supporting ovulation where possible, calming inflammation, and balancing the estrogen-progesterone ratio. Brain fog and forgetfulness. Estrogen normally enhances brain glucose utilization and neurotransmitters. When it dips, cognition suffers. Poor sleep and stress compound the fog. We address it through sleep hygiene, blood sugar stability, and brain supportive nutrients like omega-3s and B vitamins. Fatigue or low energy. This is usually a blend. Thyroid slowdown, low mitochondrial output, unstable blood sugar, and poor sleep. The fix is multifaceted. Thyroid cofactors balance glucose, adrenal rhythm, and nutrient repletion. Lower stress tolerance. When progesterone drops, GABA falls with it. Cortisol rises in compensation. The result is feeling easily overwhelmed. We support with adrenal rhythm reset, GABA supportive nutrition, and daily parasympathetic practices. Loss of muscle tone and strength. Estrogen and progesterone both influence muscle protein synthesis. When they decline, it's harder to maintain lean mass. The intervention is progressive resistance training, optimal protein intake, and recovery strategies. Decreased libido. Sex drive declines as estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone fall. Fatigue and stress magnify it. We address hormones, improve energy, and reduce stress load to restore desire. Digestive changes such as bloating or constipation. Hormones influence gut motility and microbiome composition. Low progesterone slows the gut, estrogen swings shift bacteria, and cortisol increases permeability. We support motility, digestive enzymes, and microbiome balance. Skin and hair changes. Low estrogen reduces collagen and hydration, while thyroid shifts affect hair quality. We address collagen synthesis, hydration, and thyroid cofactors to help restore vibrancy. Hot flashes and night sweats. These result from hypothalamic instability triggered by estrogen swings. Supporting stable glucose, calming the nervous system, and smoothing estrogen metabolism can reduce intensity and frequency. Increased PMS. Short luteal phases means less progesterone. Symptoms intensify because estrogen goes unopposed. We lengthen the luteal phase, balance the estrogen-progesterone ratio, and lower inflammation. Headaches and migraines. Estrogen influences serotonin and vascular tone. We add liver detox overload and migraines flare. We smooth hormone swings, clear liver burden, and stabilize glucose. Itchy ears or itchy skin. This is one of those weird symptoms. Estrogen decline dries tissues and increases histamine sensitivity. Hydration, omega-3, and gut histamine balance often resolves it. Frozen shoulder or joint pain. Estrogen protects connective tissue and reduces inflammation. With its decline, stiffness and pain increase. Anti-inflammatory nutrition and gentle mobility are the front lines here. No patience or quick to anger. This is low progesterone lowering GABA, plus glucose swings. Once we stabilize blood sugar and calm the nervous system, the emotional reactivity calms as well. What we just walked through shows clusters: sleep, mood, metabolic, thyroid, gut, liver, and immune inflammatory. When one cluster is strained, the neighboring ones flare. That's why you can't fix perimenopause by chasing one hormone in isolation. You have to stabilize the clusters. Progesterone is the first to decline, removing calm and sleep stability. Estrogen fluctuates wildly, producing alternating highs and lows. Androgens steadily fall, reducing libido and muscle tone. These are the first dominoes that tip the rest of the systems. As ovarian hormone output decreases, the adrenals are asked to pick up the slack. If they're already under strain, pregnenolone is shunted to cortisol instead of progesterone, the classic pregnenolone steal. This drives more anxiety, poor sleep, and fatigue. Estrogen and progesterone shifts change how thyroid receptors respond. Cortisol raises reverse T3, blocking active thyroid hormone. Clients may present with hypothyroid symptoms despite normal TSH. This is why functional thyroid assessment is critical. Estrogen helps maintain insulin sensitivity. When it declines, blood sugar swings become more erratic. Cortisol adds spikes, and the result, more hot flashes, anxiety, and stubborn weight. Stabilizing glucose, or blood sugar, is a cornerstone intervention. The gut's estrobolome and the liver detox pathways regulate estrogen clearance. Dysbiosis and poor liver clearance lead to estrogen recirculation, worsening PMS, migraines, and heavy cycles. Supporting motility, fiber, and phase 1, phase 2 nutrients are key. Low progesterone means less GABA. Estrogen swings means serotonin and dopamine instability. This is why mood symptoms can be intense. Vagal tone practices, glucose stability, and sleep hygiene can be as powerful as supplements. Estrogen is immunomodulatory. Its decline raises autoimmune risk. Progesterone normally calms cytokines. Its loss increases inflammatory signaling. This is the physiology behind frozen shoulder, joint pain, itchy skin, and autoimmune flares. When symptoms cluster, group them by system. A client with poor sleep, anxiety, and irritability needs nervous system support. Another with migraines, PMS, and heavy cycles needs detox. Sequence the work accordingly. Itchy ears, migraines, bloating, and irritability seems random. But with this map, they're all connected. Hormone swings, neurotransmitters shift, detox bottlenecks, and immune flares. Seeing the pattern helps take care of the symptoms. We always begin with the anchors: blood sugar stability, stress and adrenal support, sleep optimization, and nutrient density. Without these, targeted protocols don't work. You can improve up to 80 to 90% on foundations alone. Then we layer in gut and liver for motility, clearance, and microbiome balance, thyroid to include cofactors, reduced cortisol or stress, and support the conversion. The nervous system, we want to increase vagal tone and HRV training. Hormones, we target if still symptomatic after the foundations. The order matters, and it prevents overwhelm and supports lasting results. Let me illustrate. A 48-year-old presented with itchy ears, migraines, irritability, frozen shoulder, and weight gain. Labs showed low progesterone, fluctuating estrogen, insulin resistance, and high evening cortisol. We started with blood sugar stability and stress down routines, plus gentle liver support and strength training. Within weeks, her migraines were gone, her mood stabilized, and her shoulder pain eased. The pattern was predictable, and the interventions worked because we addressed the systems, not just symptoms. Hormones set the tone, but the system plays the music. When we calm the systems, the body becomes more resilient to the hormonal roller coaster. That's what turns perimenopause from chaos into something manageable. Think of it as a cascade. Hormone fluctuations, adrenal strain, thyroid slowdown, detox bottleneck, and immune inflammatory flare. Once you see the sequence, no symptom is confusing anymore. My role as a practitioner is to decode the symptom web and create a sequence that restores order. I don't chase hot flashes or migraines in isolation. I map them back to the cluster and address it in a logical order. Perimenopause is a whole body transition, not just a reproductive one. Symptoms are diverse because every system is touched. When we use the symptom root cause intervention framework, you are able to feel seen, understood, and hopeful. If you are ready for structured support, my Perimenopause Reset and Total Transformation programs provide a roadmap with labs, biometrics, and protocols. Every woman deserves to feel calm, clear, and confident again.